no greater love than this.
To lay down your life for a friend.
2,000 years ago in Bethlehem, a baby was born. He was to be called Emmanuel, which means God with us.
His name was Jesus.
From the beginning of time, he shared total intimacy with God the Father. They were so connected in love that they were more than just separate entities. They were one.
A Father and His Son.
At least that's the closest way the Bible could describe the depth and mystery of this miraculous relationship.
This baby, now crying in a cradle, was the Son. Son of a woman named Mary.
Son of Man.
Son of the Heavenly Father.
Son of God.
As his baby grew into a man, he walked the earth, preaching the good news of his relationship of love with his Father. He invited all those he encountered into it.
Into unity.
Into oneness.
Into intimacy.
Into love.
He healed the blind and cured the sick.
Commanded the waves of the ocean.
Cast out demons from the suffering.
Challenged the ruling elite.
Healed the leprosy of decaying bodies.
Walked on water.
Ate at the table with prostitutes and sinners.
He also saw people.
Men, women, children.
He saw them.
Race, sexuality, ethnicity.
He saw them.
Gifts, desires, longings.
He saw them.
Hurt, fears, insecurities.
He saw life disconnected from his Father.
We were created to be one with God, but we had chosen to turn away. Turning away from light drives us into darkness. Turning away from goodness drives us into evil. Turning away from love drives us into separation and despair. Turning away from life drives us into death. That's what separation from God is. Death.
But God couldn't stand it. He let us make our choices, but he refused to leave us trapped inside it.
So he sent his Son.
The only one he had shared total unity, intimacy, and love with since the beginning of time.
To die.
The consequence of separation from God, the source of all life, is death. It's like choosing to take away your supply of oxygen. With every step you take, it becomes harder to breathe.
Eventually, the very people that Jesus came to save from this death
From this separation.
arrest him, beat him, crucify him.
Bloody, bruised, and scarred, they led him up a hill.
Naked, vulnerable, and weak, they hammered nails through his wrists and ankles.
Dying, humiliated, and alone, they hung him from a slippery cross.
And with his final breath, he cried out,
My God, why have you forsaken me?
Wait, God had forsaken him? Forsaken his only Son in the midst of such pain? How could this be? Surely this was far greater than any whip or beating.
But it was worth it for him. He did it for us.
He did it for you. From the very beginning of time, God created us to be in the same relationship, so at peace, so filled with joy, perfectly known and intimately loved, one with the Creator, with our Father.
So this man hung from a cross and breathed his last breath, separated from this beautiful relationship. We made the choice. He suffered the consequence on our behalf.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, so that whoever believes in him will not perish, but have everlasting life.
What love? Can anything be greater?
Truly, there's no greater love than this, to give your life.
To give up everything you hold dear.
For the sake of us.
For the sake of you.
But how could this love be good news? The Son is dead. The relationship is dead. Jesus is dead. It is as if a man is freed from his prison cell, only to find the world a desolate, lifeless apocalypse. What is this freedom if the Savior is dead?
This wasn't the end. This story of love is a story of power. 3 days later, death ran and cowered. You see, after he had died, they wrapped his body and sealed it in a tomb. 3 days later, the tomb was empty. Jesus, the Son of God,
Had risen from the dead. The penalty that separated us from God had not only been paid,
It was now conquered. The relationship was too glorious.
Too magnificent.
too incredible.
it couldn't stay broken.
God the Father reunited with his Son and infused his life into his body.
Death would be feared no longer, it has been overcome.
And now, for the first time in human history, man was not left to the consequences of his choice of sin. Man could now be one with Jesus, just as he and the Father are one.
The desire of every person to be fully known and totally loved is now realized.
Nothing
now stands in the way of God and his creation.
This beautiful gift of life with God is freely offered to you.
Jesus stands at the door of your heart and knocks.
Come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
This is the good news. Jesus has given his life for us, and he lives today as a risen Savior. He is the way, the truth, and the life.
All who go to him shall be saved.
And so he knocks today on the door of all of your hearts, and he asks, will you let me love you? Will you let me heal you of your insecurities and your pain? Dear child, will you open the door and let me in?